Hello, everyone. We are just going to wait a few minutes for other people to sign on. But to get started, there's a Q&A box. If you'd like to communicate with us, you can ask questions and we will answer them from the Hangout. So please acquaint yourself with that feature right now. And if you'd like to, you can send me a question.
I'm okay if it doesn't happen.
Okay, but, well, so sometimes our viewer says 0, but there's actually someone on.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone is on, if you could please send a question and the Q&A feature that is featured at the top of your screen.
So off to the side.
I think it's on the top.
Oh, mine's to the side.
Okay. It's either to the side or to the top. Okay, great. We have a viewer. I was just doing a little bit of an intro, but what we're doing is we're just waiting a few minutes for a few other people to jump on, and then we'll get started. But if you have any questions, there's the Q&A feature to the side where you can ask questions to Sarah and I. We'll be doing introductions very shortly, but just wanted to make sure everyone was aware.
And if you're on and you want to just introduce yourself so we can see who you are, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm. And so you can do that through the Q&A feature. It is a little delayed. Hey, we have Samantha King on. Hi, Samantha. How are you?
Hi, Samantha.
Good to see you're on, Samantha. And I think
Anybody
Blake
else?
is on as well.
Who's on?
Blake is on as well.
Hi, Blake.
And we just got another person entering. So I'll be checking the questions throughout. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Colleen Kane. I'm the Director of Development and Communications here at NAMI New York City Metro. I'll be the moderator for today's Google Hangout. However, the real star of the show is Sarah Sheehan, who is our Director of Events and Operations, who will be walking you through some of our team building techniques for NAMIWalks coming up on May 9th. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Sarah Sheehan.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for getting on the line with us today. So we're going to talk about some team building today. But first, I just want to get you a little bit excited. Hopefully, you're all signed up for the walk at this point. And if you're not, that's okay too. It's time to sign up now. We still have time to sign up now. It's super easy. Just NAMIWalksNYC.org. Hopefully, you already know that address and have it burned into your head. So we have some super exciting news this year. If you don't know yet, we are offering at the walk this year our first ever New York City I Will Listen Day. So we are going to have selfie stations along the route. You'll be able to take your picture, post it up to Instagram, post it up to Twitter and to Facebook, let people know that you will listen, that you're part of NAMIWalks, and that you're part of this entire community. So we're super excited to have that. We're also having a concert. If you haven't yet, you can check out our album, the I Will Listen album. It features 5 artists, and it is at iwilllisten.org, and you can listen to that for free. 3 of those artists are going to be performing at the event after the walk. You'll come back and you'll get to have a little concert with your fare and your free yoga and massage and swag and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be a really great day. And I got to do the bless you on Colleen because I see that she just sneezed.
Thank you.
But so it's going to be a really great day, and all of these things that I've just talked about, the I Will Listen Day, the concert, the fair, those are good ways to team build, and that's what we're here to talk about, is team building. I'm going to give you some stuff about my team building because I guess it's the easiest just to speak through experience, and I'm your only chatter here today, so I'm going to be the team building person. Now, I've had a team for, we're in our 9th year, so I've had a team for 8 years now. So I've got 8 years of experience, going on 9, because obviously I'll have a team this year, of team building. And I don't know about you, if you're new to walking or new to forming a team or new to getting on a team, new to forming a team, new to getting your team together, just maybe it's been hard for you to get to your team together. I know for me it was one of the hardest things at first to do my team. I wasn't sure what to do. One thing that weighed heavily with me when forming my team is, my gosh, if I ask my friends to walk with me, then they won't donate to me. And then I'm not going to reach my fundraising goal on my own. So that was something that was, you know, it weighed on my mind a little bit as to how should I do this? Should I just have a team of me and my partner, or should it just be, what should I do? Should I ask people to walk with me? At the beginning, I started a small team. So I didn't go out as far as I could have gone. I only asked maybe 4 or 5 people to walk with me. That's not a bad way to start it, but it's not a great way to start it either. I probably should have, in retrospect, now that I'm got 8 years looking back on there, started getting people to walk with me sooner. But I really wanted to fundraise, and I wanted to make that fundraising goal. Over the years, I figured out that, you know what, I can invite the people who donated to me to walk with me, and they're going to fundraise too, and we're all going to like do a lot better and have a bigger presence and a bigger impact for NAMI New York City if we all walk together. And we all fundraise too. So some of the things that I do to reach out, right now I have a pretty established team. It's a team of 10, which I think is a nice goal. We set goals for ourselves each year, and we compete with each other. And I think that that's just a good team building exercise. We communicate throughout the year, obviously, because we're all friends. But we communicate about the walk through walk season. Some of the things that I do, which I think are really great team building activities, and I really encourage everybody to do the same, is I have a couple things that I'm doing throughout the season. My first thing that I do is I send out my fundraising email, and I include my walk team members on it so they can see, oh, I'm already started, and at the bottom of my page I say you can join the team too. So I'm recruiting a few more walkers if they so choose, or they're just going to fundraise, or they're going to make a donation to me. That's great. But I always include all of my past team members or people who are potential team members in all of my donation asks. That way I'm leading by example. They see what I'm doing. They see that I'm out there like doing something, and hey, wait, it's my time to do it. So getting your team in on all of those emails is a positive thing. It may seem like it's overkill and you're bothering them, and they might think that, wait, why are you asking me for this? I'm on your team, or I'm going to be on your team. but you're really just leading by example, and that, as a team leader, you need to lead by example. That's the key thing to do. Lead by example. Let your team in on every communication that you send. The next thing that I do is I go and I send my email out to my team. If they've registered, if they haven't registered yet, I send an email out to the team letting them know, hey, it's time to register. As you probably saw, I've been sending out my emails to people, so it's time for you guys to get on board and register too. Then the next thing that I do, well, I ask all of them to become walk stars, but that's, I'm going to leave for a different story, just because we'll move on to that after. But the next thing that I do is I start planning activities for us, pre-walk activities. In April, since the walk is in May, I plan for about 3-4 weeks in advance of the walk, so end of April, so that's about 3 weeks. I plan a dinner and cocktail party, and I do it 2 ways. I invite all of my team members are invited, and it's a big way for us to all get excited for the walk. And I also invite all of my donors to attend. So I will, I get it, not everybody has cooking skills or they don't want to cook, but maybe you can have a pizza party or you do whatever you want to do. But
And Sarah,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I actually have a list here of some different events that maybe we could throw out to show people some creative ideas.
Yeah.
So I have a list here that maybe possibly hosting a car wash in New York City. That's not as relevant as in the suburbs, but if you're in the boroughs, do a car wash. People's cars get dirty, charge them $5. Do a restaurant night. If you have a restaurant that you go to a lot, ask them if they'll actually host an event at their restaurant and give you a portion of the proceeds. I've had a lot of friends that's worked for, and they've actually raised a significant amount of money. That could also be done at a bar. Sorry, what, Sarah?
I was going to say, same with a karaoke or a guest bartending night on that. You can get a bar to give you a guest bartending spot and take a split.
Exactly. And if you need any help from trying to really get the bar or restaurant involved, you can definitely contact us, and Sarah and June will help you to get all the forms necessary. Because, again, the restaurant can write that off as a charitable donation, which is important for them in the end. Have a block party. I live in Brooklyn, and people are always selling stuff out on the stoop. Sell stuff out in the stoop and have the funds go to NAMI New York City walks. Have a concert, a karaoke night, like Sarah said, and then really maybe have a happy hour and ask all your friends to come to happy hour, find a good deal, and then ask them to donate $10 when they're at the happy hour. So there's a lot of different things you can do, and we're here to help trying to really think through different types of plans and ideas, but try to make it something that your friends and your team members and your family will be interested in.
Going back to that, you really need to invite your friends or your teammates to do an activity with you in advance. It gets everybody all revved up to walk. It gets them wanting to participate. They feel a part of the team as opposed to just, oh yeah, I'm asking for this. I'm asking you to participate because maybe, and I've found at least later on in the end, as time goes on, people who have told me they don't necessarily or haven't said that they have a connection to mental health, they really do have a connection to mental health, and that's why they're walking with you. I mean, 1 in 4 people, that means pretty much everybody has a connection to mental health somewhere in there. Maybe they didn't think about it, and maybe it's not at the top of their mind, but I've found as time goes on, my friends have come out and said that this is something that's important to them, and it's become important to them, and I don't think it would be if I didn't motivate them and work with them throughout the season, which I think is just key, is that communication with your team members and letting them know what you're doing. Another huge thing that I like to do, which is great, is we have a little competition, and I send out a leaderboard every week. So starting in about March, I start sending a leaderboard of where everybody is and get everybody all in competition with each other so that we're all doing something. Even if maybe two of your teammates are a couple and they're fundraising together on one line, that's great. That doesn't really matter. They don't have to be competing with each other necessarily, but just get a little friendly competition in there. I think that, it gets people motivated, it gets people wanting to walk, it gets people involved. It also gets people to show up on walk day, because sometimes it's really early to get up at 9 a.m. and be there, and not everybody wants to do that, or at least it sounds awful to me sometimes to want to get up that early. And I'm there at like 6:30. Colleen's there at 6:30 too. We're all there at 6:30. So 9 o'clock seems like a good sleep in. I have no feeling sorry for my friends showing up at 9 to get registered. But still, it's an early time, and sometimes you don't want to ask people to get up early, and I find that people will get up early to do it, because you have also one more thing, because you got to have additional activities. You have to have your after activity for your team members. Whether that's just going to have brunch after, whether it's hanging out at you got a concert this time, you don't even have to go like book your brunch together, that's free. Just whether you're hanging out at a concert, getting your massage, getting your yoga, getting whatever it is on, or just taking a walk around the seaport. It's been redone, it's revamped. If you were at the walk last year, you saw that they were working on the promenade. They've worked on it. It looks great. So shopping you can do, a little browsing you can do. You can just hang out and go for a walk together, go up to the park, walk along the East River Park, which is redone. Whatever activity you choose to do with your team, don't just let it end once you're done walking your 5K. Keep it going for another hour. Talk about what you did. Post your pictures together. Do things. Make it just part of a longer day, and that doesn't have to cost any money. It can be something that's great and fun.
Yeah, and I think that what you said, Sarah, about the leaderboard is a great point. And I think that's also something that can be integrated into social media as well. By really trying to track your team on social media, use social media as a means to really get your people involved. I personally have trouble trying to really build a team and get people to be involved, but by saying tagging someone on Facebook, it gives them the recognition that people love on social media, but it also gets it to be like a fun event that people can do. So I think the leaderboard is great, and also using social media as a means to promote your team as well. Posting pictures of you all together, trying to really do Instagram posts and have a good time with it.
Definitely.
Take this time. Sorry.
I was going to say, do we have any questions, or where are you going to go?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I'm going to take this time to remind everyone that you can submit your questions through the Q&A tab on either the side or the top of your screen. It is a little bit delayed, so please get your questions in as soon as possible. And as soon as they come in, I will make sure to address them. But, Sarah, for now, we have someone who sent in a question ahead of time. And they said that they have a friend who's on their team that isn't doing any of the fundraising. They're at $0, and it doesn't really seem like they're trying to do much reaching out. So if you have any tips on how to really engage that person, and then how to give them realistic goals to achieve.
Definitely, and I've had that when I first built my team. I didn't have a lot of people fundraising for the first couple of years, and now I'm up to having 100% fundraising participation, and all but one person was a walk star last year out of 10. So that's pretty stellar, from getting people to only me and my husband were fundraising to getting everybody up there. That leaderboard, was one of the biggest things that got people to want to fundraise. It's posting what we're doing and also giving people sample letters, and sending everybody my emails so that they could see what I was doing. You don't want to shame your teammates, but you do want to remind them, you know what, every dollar counts. Can you make a donation to yourself? $10. Go without having a Midtown lunch this week, because we all know a Midtown lunch is $10. Even $5, or go a week without Starbucks. Ask your teammates to brown bag for a week and donate that to themselves. Making that first donation to themselves makes it so much easier to get them to open up their address book and send out a fundraising email to someone else. I let people know who I'm asking to donate to me, and that I think it's hard to ask. Sometimes you think that you're going to hear no, but it's easy to ask via email. It's via email. If somebody doesn't want to give to you, they're going to ignore you. You're not a bother. How many emails do you get in a day that are far more troublesome than one from your friend or a colleague or a family member or a patient? I send everything to my dentist, my doctor. My dentist donates to me too. I also make a dentist appointment right before the walk to make sure that I get my donation. But I send to everyone, if someone doesn't want to donate, and this is what I tell my teammates, if somebody's not going to do something, they're not going to do it. They're not going to tell you no. They're not going to say anything to you. They're just not going to do it. So just asking them to try to send a few, and that's what my teammates did at first, is they sent to a select amount of people, and they were pleasantly surprised at what donations and support, just support and advocacy that they got back. And it made them want to open their address books more and reach out to more people and reach out to more people. So maybe you ask your teammate to try. Do you want to try? Just try 10 people. Try 5 people. 5 people who you feel close to, comfortable with, a family member, your close friends. Just ask if they'll make a donation. Another thing that I do, I'll make a small donation to my teammates who don't have anything sometimes, just to get them started. I'll make a $5 donation, and I just make that as part of my plan. Like, I make a donation to myself when I register, and when my friends register, I make a small donation to them, just to get them going so that they know.
Sounds great. And we have a comment, actually, and I think it's a really good comment from Samantha King, who unfortunately will not be doing the New York City walk this year, but NAMIWalks in general. That she says, I'm going gung-ho with making the walk and my team know in my small suburbia, where everyone knows everyone. I have a scheduled press release in my local paper, something on local patch, etc.
Wow. How did you...
And then she just sent in another thing.
Yeah.
So what can I do to do more? Thus far, no one has joined. Although I'm very thankful for the incidental donations, I am thankful I have a promise from a really good friend to join the team, although. So I think she's really looking for how to get more people involved in a small town. Any thoughts on that, Sarah?
Well, I think it's early, and how many asks, Samantha, how many asks have you put out there? Sometimes, when it's early, emails drop down to the bottom. Your walk's going to be in a couple months. Like for the fundraising, I think you have to just keep asking over and over and over again. You need the 6 asks. I think you just need to schedule it out and ask again. Or you can invite someone out to coffee and then ask them if they want. Ask them to walk with you, as opposed to doing it all via email. Just say, I really hope you'll walk with me. You don't have to do anything more. I just want you to walk with me. This is really important to have your presence. Let's sweep fundraising aside for a moment. Obviously fundraising is a big part of it, but also just getting people out to walk is a big part of it. So if you have teammates who aren't going to fundraise, or you're just having trouble getting teammates to begin with, just ask them to walk with you. No strings attached. And I think that maybe that's the best route. That's what I did to start with. There was no strings attached. I was like, hey, I'm doing this. It's going to be fun. We'll have brunch after. It's going to be cool. Will you support me? Will you walk with me? And people did. So I think sometimes it takes a few more asks. And I've had that with my friends, too, where they didn't commit to anything right away because they're like, I don't know. And then they did. So doing the extra ask just like with fundraising. And I know that you ask a lot of times with fundraising, Samantha. So it's the same thing.
Okay, great. Any other questions for Sarah or I? Please send them in.
We do have some new team captain manuals. Since interrupt me if a question comes in. But we do have some new captain materials, which we'll be putting out online that you'll be able to pull up, which will be great. Hopefully they're helpful for you. And I also want to ask people to do something, which you don't have to do, but I'm going to ask anyway because we're into asking right now and getting used to asking for things. For all of you who are on the line, we're going to be doing this series throughout our walk season of getting online, doing these Google Hangouts. If you want to take part in the Google Hangout, we'd love to have you. You could share any of your expertise that you have. You could help facilitate the Q&A. Just shoot us an email. Colleen, can you just throw our emails up on to everybody so that they can see?
Sorry, I was on mute. There isn't a feature. However, our email, the easiest one to reach us at is walk@NAMI-NYC.org. Again, that's walk@NAMI-NYC.org.
And then also any feedback that you guys have. If you have questions that you think of later, feel free to email them over. Are there topics that you want to see? Are there things that we're not hitting? Are there things that you need, tools that you need? Email it over to us, and we're happy to take it on for you and give you the best that you can do. And another final thing is we're having a Why I Walk series that we're featuring walkers. We're creating photos of you. We'd love to have your submission. All we need is a quote from you that's 140 characters long, which is, 5, 6, 7 words about why you walk. And then a photo, and it's a photo that you'd be able to, we'll feature you in our emails, and then also it's something that we can send back to you. It looks cool, and you can use it on social media. It can be your Facebook picture for walk season. Let people know that you are walking. You can use it on Twitter. You can Instagram it as well, and it'll be a nice tool for getting people to walk with you, and then also something that we can do to highlight your participation. So please send over your photo if you're interested. We'd love to have it.
Great. Okay, any other questions? I'm not seeing any other questions coming in. So again, if you have any questions for us or really just want to talk to us, please feel free to reach out. Our phone number here is 212-684-3365, and I'll go ahead and repeat that. It's 212-684-3365, and you can ask for Sarah or Colleen, and we'll both be available. You can also contact us at walk@NAMI-NYC.org. Okay, great. Thank you. Sarah, do you have any ending remarks?
Thanks, everybody, for joining us today.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but thank you all for joining.